welcome to Gaming Perspectives. I am Jude.
I'm Alessio.
I am Austin.
A sandbox game. We're going to be talking about Minecraft here, which is a sandbox game. A sandbox game is a video game that provides like some kind of creative element, right? Basically, you can build stuff in it. There's not really an end to the game. That's the difference between sandbox game and like a normal game, is that there's no like end to it really.
And you could keep playing the game over and over.
Yeah.
You could also play the game for a long period of time without being like bored. And you also could definitely like play a lot of like different characters and make your own skins. There's a lot of skins in the game. And you could also like, I don't know, like play in a way with your friends, and you could, I don't know. Austin, how do you feel about the gameplay of the game, like the evolution?
I think it's really fun because there's just like a lot of stuff that you can do. Like it doesn't get repetitive because it's usually different every time, which I think that's what's great about it, and that's what makes it really unique.
Yeah, there is kind of like an end to the game, but like the game doesn't stop. Like you reach the end of the game by going to the end and defeating the Ender Dragon, but the game doesn't just like end right there. Like there's credits, but like you can keep playing, and that's why it's fun.
Yeah.
You could also there's also two different modes in the game, also creative and survival. Survival is basically you like collect materials to end the
survive,
game,
yeah.
like beat the Ender Dragon. And in creative, you could just build whatever you want.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And, you don't have to worry about actually surviving in creative mode because you just get like all of the things you need. And you can just
And like build whatever you want.
Just like really puts that like sandbox kind
of definition of the game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And also, in case you get bored of playing alone, you can also just play with other players in multiplayer. You can connect to like a server.
Mm-hmm.
There's also like different platforms. You could also play on like a PC or a gaming console like Xbox or PlayStation. You could play different, like how do you define like the difficulty like to beat the Ender Dragon, Austin?
I think it's not like a super hard and tedious process, but it's definitely one where you have to, learn how to like get around certain obstacles, which makes it pretty cool.
Yeah, you can speedrun the game, which can be very quick, but also you could actually like spend time like in the world, like building like a house, I guess.
Yeah.
But you could always just like there's people who can beat the game like 20 minutes, right? You can just get to the end of the game, but like there's like some you can like go on YouTube and see like videos of people like multiple like episodes of people playing, and like they beat the Ender Dragon like the first one, and they just keep playing because it's just it's fun because you can
you can build whatever you want. You can really just
they like set like big goals like to build these huge things.
What he's defining of like speed running the game is like you collect all the materials you need and like find diamonds to where the chests are, and
you defeat the Ender Dragon like in the quickest way possible, basically.
Yeah. So there's also different mods in the game where there's like they're trying to stop you. They're trying to stop you like from beating the Ender Dragon. Like there's also like creepers and skeletons and like different like spiders. And what other I forget what other mods are like in the game.
There's like the create mod that like adds like kind of like a mechanical thing to the game, where you have like you can like have like pipes and like cog wheels, I guess.
Yeah.
Where you can like it completely like changes the entire game. It's pretty cool.
And
You have a lot of fun with that.
by he means like that is like he could like I don't know, like people like in the game where he collects everything and like they're trying to stop him, so like say a creeper wants to stop you and make you die and start the game all over again,
Mm-hmm.
is like he explodes and there's multiple of them.
Yeah.
So let's talk about like the upcoming updates, like
Mhm.
the past updates, and like see how do you think like the new updates are gonna be like how do you feel about them, like Austin?
I think the game has definitely come like a really like long way with its updates. Like you can tell like if you compare how it is now and how it was like maybe 10 years ago, there's like a vast difference. And it's just like the game has really like evolved and turned into this like really like just this really cool wave. I don't know how to describe it, just very creative and very interesting, and I think there's still a lot more to come that could be very good.
I think the game has gone like in a good direction with the updates.
Yeah.
Definitely. They definitely improved it a lot from, like you said, 10 years ago. Not very much. You could still play it. It would still be fun, but like now there's like thousands of different blocks now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's a
and
lot more you can do.
there's also a lot of like realistic parts of the game. Like you could like cook food
Mhm.
and you could also like there's a lot of more like realistic parts of the game instead of just being like a block game, like a sandbox game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good point. Do you think the game is still fun anymore, really?
I think the game is still fun, but I think I don't really know how to respond to that. I think it's still fun, but I don't really think it wasn't ever not fun.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it really
was
just
just
matters
thinking,
on like who you are and like if you like certain type of games and you're not bored of doing just setting goals and doing a lot of things like that.
Yeah. I was thinking like, I was just gonna ask like if the game has lost like a charm to it or something. Like if it's still like actually like enjoyable to play. Like is it a good experience to play still?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, let's talk about like do you think like the upcoming features and the past features like updates like how the game looks is changed over time?
Hmm. They definitely changed a lot. They definitely improved the graphics.
Yeah. Things like just like the overall feeling of the game.
Yeah, it does feel
It's-
more alive, I guess, and smooth.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. So like that like the way you could be like let's explain how they can beat the Ender Dragon by the end of the game and describe how that like feels and like I don't know like describe how that feels in a sense of like what happens at the end once you beat the Ender Dragon. How do you think that feels like?
Well, once you beat the Ender Dragon, it shows you like the credits, I guess, and you makes you feel accomplished because as you beat the credits, like back, like 10 years ago, I guess I don't even know if there was an Ender Dragon, but but yeah,
10 years ago, you couldn't like necessarily beat the game,
Yeah.
and it was just on and repeating.
Yeah.
it was kind of
10
like true like a actual kind of sandbox game.
Yeah,
But
and
then, now it still is, but there's some kind of like goal you can set yourself. There's actually like an audit, like a preset goal that there right there. So
Yeah.
that's like kind of how it feels is
yeah, and
to
you could
accomplish that.
you could definitely like there's an actual goal to the game now,
Mhm.
and now since there's the goal, it keeps like keeps you involved with the game and doesn't get very boring like it did like instead of there not being an Ender Dragon and it not having like a purpose or whatnot.
Yeah.
And how you can see how the game has evolved over time. Like if they didn't involve an Ender Dragon, it would get very boring over time.
Yeah,
Do you
I
think
probably
that's
would.
true?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, did you see about the new update that's going to be coming out soon? It's as of this time, it's going to be 1.21, and it's going to be almost 15 years now. I think that's how
Which is
old
crazy.
the game is. Yeah. And then in the new update, they're gonna be adding like wolf armor, which is like armor you can put on your wolves, which is like something that the community has been asking for a long time. And also last update they added those cherry trees, which is another thing that the community was also asking for. So it seems that they're also adding things that the community has been asking for a while.
Yeah.
When before it wasn't looking like they were doing that. It looks like they were just adding random stuff to the game.
Yeah, like there's a lot more of like a community themed thing.
Yeah.
Like it feels like they're really going in the direction of actually listening
Mm-hmm.
instead of just going like their own path.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and actually they are starting to listen
Mhm.
to what the people want instead of just adding like random stuff like a different type of grass or whatnot.
Yeah, that's what that's what they've been doing since
Austin?
1.19.
Austin, how do you believe that how do you think the game developers are developing the game so fast, and why do you think this is like the best selling game of all time?
I think it's definitely the best, but I think I'll get to the first question. I think the way the developers are making the game so fast, I think it's definitely because of the massive team, that Microsoft and just being the best selling game of all time, like what you said.
Mhm.
I think it definitely makes a lot more people want to work on it because it gives you that sense of like actually working on something important. But I think also, sorry, what was the other question?
The other question was like, why do you think it's the like, how do you think like that the game developers are saying like it's the best selling
Yeah.
game of all time, right?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and how do you think the play like over time? How do you like? I don't know how to word this.
Why do I think it's the best selling game of all time?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Just because it's a really straightforward game, but I think that's what makes it great. It's because despite there being like a ton of different people who enjoy a ton of different games, you can play the game really however you want. Like you don't have to get to the Ender Dragon, and you don't have to do certain things, but you can set yourself goals to work towards those things, or you just don't. Like you don't need to do those things, and I think that's what makes it great because it's not as linear as like other games.
Yeah, I was just saying that's kind of like it is like the game, I guess. That's kind of like I don't know if that makes sense, but it's like the game of like the other games.
Yeah.
It's the most I don't know engaging of all of them.
Yeah. And there's also plenty of different ways you can beat the game where like you don't have to beat it like he said, and you could also technically not have to beat the game, so you can keep going and going.
Yeah, it's not like required to beat the game, but
Why do you think the game developers are like hyping this game so much? Do you think how?
I don't really think it's like I don't think they're the ones hyping it. I think
yeah.
it already being known well enough for like the past 10 years. I think that already gives it enough what's the word, attention.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't really think like they do put out ads and they put out
Yeah.
like commercials, but the reason you don't see that much is like I said because it's already known to be the best selling game of all time. If you ask somebody random, they probably have heard about it. So that's just I don't really think they have to really advertise it that much, mainly for that reason. But
Do you think that there could be like more than one object to the game, like instead of just being the Ender Dragon, you could?
There's definitely more than one object to the game. Like you could also like build your own crops. You can build a house.
yeah,
You could
could-
defeat the Wither. That's another boss. It's not really required, but that makes you be able to get a beacon, which is like a block that gives you like a buff or something. Like it gives you like an effect. You can get like increased speed, or
yeah.
that can like help you like in the game. That could be like another goal is to get like a beacon, like a fully powered beacon. or multiple of them.
Speaking of that, what do you think the purpose is of the potions? Like when you try to beat the Ender Dragon or try not to.
The purpose of those potions is so it makes the gameplay easier, basically. So like increased speed, or like another a popular one is haste, which increases your mining speed. And if you were to have like a really good pickaxe, you could mine stone instantly, which is very good for mining, because that allows you like instantly reveal like
Yeah.
a bunch of valuables in
It takes
underground.
like a lot of the tedious process of mining like a ton of things if you're gonna build something away.
That's kind of like the whole point of the game is you're trying to get to like make things easier for you to get rid of like
Yeah.
the tedious stuff.
Yeah. You think the Minecraft that Minecraft could get addicting over a long period of time, or you think it's just like there and can't get like addicting like playing every day or whatnot?
I don't think it's addicting. I think what makes it fun to play is that it's really laid back. But I think there can get to a point where if you just play it over and over again, it can probably get addicting, because if you're just in this if you're just like in the zone of building one thing or a couple of things, I just think that really like pulls you in and keeps pulling you in further and further to just continue playing the game.
Yeah, it's kind of like an opinion question, but at least for me, like every once in a while, I'll like get into like the game like heavily for like a couple weeks, and then like I'll just kind of like lose it.
Yeah.
Like another
Like-
game
like
gets me
stop
interested.
playing.
Yeah, for like another month, I guess, and then come back to it. That's what I think. That's what happens to a lot of people is they just play the
Yeah.
game for a couple weeks and then just
It's because
kind of
it's
get bored of it for a little bit.
like depending on who you are and how you play,
Yeah.
and if you set those goals,
Mhm.
like that, the game can get boring
Mm.
if you get to those goals. You don't have anything else to do.
Yeah.
And if they want to beat the Ender Dragon, it's like the main goal, and it could take like multiple months if you don't know the right like techniques. So shouldn't we explain like the right techniques to beating the Ender Dragon?
I don't know.
So one of the right techniques is like first you like mine diamonds,
Okay.
and then you obviously want to find like chests to
Yeah, you wanna go to the Nether, which is
yeah.
basically put down like obsidian, like light it, and you go through there. You have to find a fortress, because these worlds are randomly generated. Guess you didn't know, so
Yeah.
you have to find this stuff. You're on your own. You have to collect these resources, and it can be a difficult challenge actually finding one or exploring to get there. And once you're actually in the fortress, you're gonna have to defeat these blazes, which gives you blaze rods. And you're also gonna want to defeat Endermen, which gives you Ender pearls. When you combine those, you get Eyes of Ender, which will let you find the stronghold yourself. You don't have to like actually go exploring for one. You can just throw an Eye of Ender, and the stronghold is like thousands of blocks away. So you have to do a lot of exploring. That's kind of like the game is heavily like about like resource collecting and exploring. So you're gonna be moving a lot. That's why there's a lot of different ways you can actually move, like boats, like,
Horses.
Yeah, horses. Yeah,
Things like that.
and get
Yeah.
around. And once you're actually there, then you'll dig down and you'll get to the underground stronghold, which then you actually have to explore that too, and then you'll like the end portal. You can jump through to get to the end dimension and kill the Ender Dragon.
Speaking of that, there's a specific amount of ender pearls that you need, right?
Yeah.
To get to the to beat the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. How many are there again?
12.
12?
Yeah, to open the portal, there's 12, and also
I think you're probably about to say what I was going to say.
yeah, like the game can also have like a chance to fill in like one of the portals.
Yeah, like one of the
little
slots.
block portals. There's like a 1 in 10 chance. It's actually another going back to like speed running the game. One of the big things about speed running is that there's like I think it's like a 1 in like 10 billion chance that like all 12 are filled. You don't even need any Eyes of Ender at all.
Yeah.
So you can also it's the game is also kind of that just goes to like the random generation part of the game. The game is completely like, randomly generated each time you create a new world.
I think that's what probably makes it so
Yeah.
like addicting, like he said, is that it's different every time. Like you get to, it, like how you're going to set certain goals and how you're going to do this or that, and because it's all randomly generated, it's all, it's different every time, is what I mean.
Yeah.
Which is what pulls you in.
Yeah. Speaking of that, basically, Minecraft is basically a game made of blocks with creatures, and could basically like generates a whole community where there's trees and that. So technically, where this podcast is basically telling you how to play the game and what the objectives are, and we think you should try out the game, and definitely try out the game, and see if you can beat it and beat the Ender Dragon. So thank you for watching Gaming Perspective, and have a good day. And this is Jude, Alessio, and Austin. Have a great day.